Alright, so the pie crust is baking right now. It's 20 minutes. I got the beans in there, I got the aluminum foil on it. So now it's time to use the food processor. This is one of the lesser used items in my kitchen, but it's nice that I have one. And they are fun to use. And it has suction cup feet, so it sticks to the freaking ground sometimes. It can be kind of a pain in the butt to get down there. Anyway, so I don't plug it in until I'm going to use it because that blade's sharp and it cuts up all kinds of things. So the pumpkin is baked. I am going to, it says 2 cups of freshly cooked puree. Well, I need to puree this, so. I'm going to get a bowl, put the puree in. Okay, so the 2 pumpkins should be enough to make a pretty decent amount of it. And we'll find out here in a second. These are almost hot enough. You gonna help? Rachel's coming in the kitchen. She's over there. See, there's Rachel. All right. Now I need a sharp knife and a glove or something to hold this stuff with because it's hot. Okay. Oh, it's over there. All right. So now. Take these. Oh, they're falling apart. I don't even need a knife. Okay, so let's just put the knife over there. We will just scoop it out then with a scooper. Oh yeah, look at that. There. Don't use that. Just a fork. Grab a fork. That'll work. Oh, thank you. All right. Yeah, look at that coming right off of there. Alright, so we only need 2 cups of puree, but the thing is, the puree tends to, look at that.
Smells good.
Yeah, it does. So, the pumpkin squash puree. So I'm just taking it all out of the shell now, like this. And it's a little bit. Oops. Ah, okay, that didn't work. There we go. There. I can make sure I don't get any peel. Oh, see, I got some peel on that one. Just kind of smoosh that over. There we go. Yeah.
Tastes good, even raw.
Yeah, well, these are cooking pumpkins, so they both taste good. It's not raw; it's cooked.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have stuff in it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I haven't put the stuff on there yet. So keep scooping. I'm thinking that one may have yielded enough to give us 2 cups of smoosh, but I don't know. I don't know yet until I get it in there. Right now it looks like about a cup of smush. There we go. And if we get a little bit extra, that's fine, because I can freeze the extra and make another pie at another time, because it freezes really well. Anyway, keep on getting the smoosh out. How much time we got? 13 minutes still on there. And it does taste like squash. I mean, it's good. It's tasty. It's yummy. You can eat it. Oh, I have that off because of the light, because you can't see the video. That's why I keep that off. Thank you.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking that this one pumpkin may have had enough yield in it. Probably didn't have to cook the second pumpkin, but whatever. Got them all knocked out at one time. Oh, some skin got in there. Yuck. Okay, you don't want to just scrape it in the bottom of the pan because there's oil down there.
Hmm.
Unless you're eating it, then
No.
go by all means chomp away on that over there. So the oil keeps it from the skin from sticking to the pan. Otherwise, it sticks really bad. There we go. Okay. So, there we go. That's probably about 2 cups. At least 2 cups of smush right there. I'll find out in a second. Because I'm going to put this into the food processor. Alright. Yeah, you can throw those in the trash if you want. Make some room. Into the food processor this goes. Oh, I see a hunk of
I'll let them cool off first.
skin here. Above the skin, I just kind of missed it. Good way to. Yeah, it might not make 2 cups. I don't know. Once it gets all smushed up, it might not be as much as I thought it was. No. We will see. Okay, we'll put this down there. And then we'll plug it in. And we want it to puree. So we're going to say chop. Looks pretty good right there.
Looks delicious, honey.
Let me see here. That's nice and pureed up. Alright. That's still hot. It's still a little hot, but it's not too bad. And I think that might be 2 cups. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. It says I need 2. So 2 cups of puree. Nah, not too good smushed like that one. Okay, the cooking fork. Reach inside of the chopping blades, turn that baby off. Unplug it. What the hell is that? Where did this shit come from? Okay, got some stuff here. Anyway, so I'm gonna get this liquid or puree out and put it into my cup here. And then what I'm gonna do is this requires 3 eggs if you want it fluffy. If you want it dense like a standard pie, only use 2 eggs. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use like 2.5 eggs because I'm going to use the egg yolk out of one of those to cover the pie crust. So the pie crust will have its little seal on it. gonna get 2 cups worth out of this. Close. Smush it all in there. There's still a lot left in here. I just need to get around the blades before I take them out. These blades are sharp.
Oh, don't hurt yourself.
I did. Yep, that just happened. You saw that live on TV. This is why I unplug it before I reach in there, because that would have took my finger off. But instead, that's a good cut. Don't worry, no blood in the pie. It ain't started to bleed yet because it's so sharp. And I have calluses on my finger, so once it starts to drip, I'll go to the bathroom and take care of it, but alrighty then. Alright. Oh, there's a piece of, we don't want that in there.
Here.
Alright. Look at that. So that's 1 baked pumpkin made 2 cups of mash. I can't believe I did that. Well, actually I do, but.
Oh, you want that pie?
Okay. So now I need my whisk. This whisk right there. That blade's sharp on that, so don't touch that. Yeah, right. Just cut myself on it. There. 3 eggs, and separate 1. So I need 1 of these. Put the yolk in, and if you're smart, you have a egg separator. Now, put these babies here. Alright, 3 eggs. Egg separator. If you're good, you can do this with 1 hand like this. See that? Even cut. I can do that. And there's my yolk for my pie. Alright, so move this over there. Get this together. Whip it up real good. So 3 eggs. Well, 2.5 eggs. And it says whisk in thoroughly 2 cups of pumpkin mush. 2 cups of pumpkin mush. Pureed nice and thing. And like the yellow color is going to be more like what you're used to in a traditional, the pies that you like buy at the store, as opposed to if you use a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin and then your pie's going to come out really pale, just because jack-o'-lantern pumpkins suck to cook with. The half cans of milk. This is evaporated milk, so it's 1.5 cups of that. So if a cup is 8 ounces, 12 ounces is a cup and a half. This is a 12-ounce can. Pour that right on there. Okay. It'll look pretty good. And just keep whisking it all up. It's gonna be nice and smooth and gooey. Like that. I did let the pumpkin cool slightly, but not a lot. But if you try to put the pumpkin in on the eggs and it's still really hot, like fresh out of the oven, you're gonna have issues because it's gonna start to cook the egg, and you'll have scrambled eggs in your pie, and then that'll show up as big globs of scrambled egg inside your pie. So, but you can see it's kind of nice and smooth now. So smooth. All right, and let's see what else. A cup of sugar. I'm just gonna put this over here. Half a cup of sugar. This is half a cup right here. Half a cup of sugar. So, yeah, not good for you, but it's okay. And this is about to beep. 1 minute, gotta get this. No, stop scratching. So, as you can see, I got beans in the aluminum foil to hold it down and keep it flat. So, now, because the dough is good, you peel away the foil. And you keep your beans inside there because you can reuse these beans, and I'll probably end up recooking those beans sometime later. But that's why you do that. So I lost a little bit of my dough on the bottom there. I'm gonna save those beans. So now I take my paintbrush, which I have a paintbrush in here somewhere. Well, I had a paintbrush. Ah, there it is. Alright. Take my paintbrush. Little tiny whisk. Do the little tiny whisk like this. Just grind up that egg like that. Now you take this, a little bit of salt in there, and you just brush it all over the egg. Your pie crust in here. All the way inside. My dough is kind of sticking to the paintbrush, so this isn't kind of doing what I want it to do, but that's okay. Alright. It's going to go back in the oven for about 5 minutes, just until the egg sets. Alright. Meanwhile, back at the goop, I'm going to blend this sugar in. Now, you want to put the pie filling into the pie crust while the crust is still warm. And the reason that is because it'll start to set the pie filling because of the hot stuff, which is good. if you put it in there cold, that's a lot of times when your stuff gets slimy. So, give a cup of dark brown sugar. Is that my 30 cupper right there? Is that clean? Yeah, just rinse it out real quick. So the dark brown sugar is what's going to give it the more darky pumpkin-y look. You can use light brown if you want, but they taste the same in my opinion. There's not really a difference. But I'm going to take this bad boy in here. 1/4 cup of packed dark brown sugar. Bam. Plop it right on in there. Now, you store your brown sugar with a piece of bread in there, or some crackers. It will keep it from getting hard. Also, if you ever send anybody cookies for the holidays, you put that sacrificial piece of bread in there and it'll absorb the moisture, or actually the cookies will absorb the moisture from the bread and the cookies will stay moist and not get all crumbly before they get to where they're going. My mom used to do that when she'd send me cookies overseas. Alright, so that's all going on. So now I need my spoons. All of our good stuff. Oh man, you didn't pause our movie. Our movie's still playing, I can hear it. Our movie's still playing in there, I can hear it.
Right.
Alright. So there's a teaspoon of cinnamon. I don't think I have enough in this. Maybe. Yep, there it is. Okay. I'll just use the rest of it. Teaspoon of cinnamon. Teaspoon of ground ginger. That gives it that nice pumpkin-y, pumpkin flavor out. Ooh, that smells good. 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. If you have fresh, good on you, or some ground, but bam, there we go. Thank you.
I'll be back.
Okay. Do that, and then 1/4 of allspice. So you can use allspice or cloves. It depends on the flavor you want. They both have kind of a similar taste. I prefer the allspice more. I just do to the clove taste. I don't know why. It's just my preference. You can put what you want in there. But anyway, so all of the stuff that I just put in there is what is known as pumpkin spice. When you get like a pumpkin spice latte or whatever that crap is. So me personally, I don't like pumpkin spice in anything but pumpkin pie, because that's where it belongs, in a pumpkin pie. It does not belong in your coffee or as a flavor of coffee or anything that should touch a coffee, in my opinion. So that's just the world according to Cory. I think pumpkin spice is, unless it's in a pumpkin pie, it's the most foul substance on the planet, and it doesn't belong in anything else other than pie, because in pie, it's very good. Alright, so we're whooping this all up, and it's coming out nice and good. And then we need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And if you have like a salt thing where you can't have a lot of salt, then you can always skip the salt. It's not that big a deal. Alright, so our pie crust is done. Now we're going to lower the oven back down to 375, because that's what our pie will cook at. 375. And pull the crust out nice and hot. Yeah, come here, pie crust. Okay, now. So you can kind of see how the egg sealed this a little bit. It's not perfect. You can hear it sizzling maybe. Maybe not. does kind of look like scrambled eggs in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few places where the egg snot got a little carried away, a little too runny, and I didn't mix it in well enough or get it on there. So anyway, it's nice and sealed up. Alright, so you take this and you dump it right in that hot shell. And it should pour relatively smoothly. And you don't want to overfill your pie shell, so keep an eye on it. You may have more goo than you have room. Now, if you made it in a 9.5-inch pie tin, then you'll have just enough room. And because I know that I used the right size and the right amount, I'm gonna come right to the rim on this bad boy right here. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so that's all of our pumpkin pie goop. That is still extremely hot. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop this baby in the oven, and I want to say 20 minutes. Yeah, center rack, it's already there. 35 to 45 minutes. Because you want the insides to set, so 35 to 40 minutes. So let's go with that. Oh, before I put it in there, here, let's get you guys a picture of it. See how it's right in there? It's full. Okay. Yeah. And we're gonna put that sucker right into the oven just like it is, and it'll be out in 45 minutes.